Your child has no friends at school and you don't even know why. Welcome to the Tensai Show where we discuss everything about raising genius kids. My name is Chris and I'm your host. And today we'll be talking about why your child has no friends and how to help. And so, if this is something that you've noticed, this episode is for you. A few days ago, I gave you the 3D no shouting challenge. I told you about conversational volume, how to talk to your child and connect to your child without having to shout or yell all the time. And I got a lot of messages from people who use that. And these are the things that actually make it worthwhile for us to do what we're doing. And so, this is the first time of coming across us. Make sure to subscribe and make sure you can also go through some of the last episodes that we've had. I'm pretty sure you're going to learn a thing or two. Now, today's topic is one that parents rarely talk about, but they worry about it constantly, right? Which is, does your child have friends? Like, not classmates, not children they sit next to because the teacher, arranged it that way. It's more or less, do they have friends? People they choose to spend time with and who choose them back. When we were kids, when whenever I wanted to go and play, my mom will always say something like, these people that you're always going to their house, are they also coming to your house? Do they choose you? Right? And so friendship is one of those things that adults take for granted. We assume it just happens naturally. So put kids together and they'll become friends. But it doesn't work like that for every child. Some children walk into a room and attract people effortlessly. And some children walk into the same room and they end up alone. Not because there's something wrong with them, but because social skills are skills. They are learned. And some children have not learned them yet. So let me break down the 3 most common reasons a child struggles to make friends. Reason 1, they don't know how to enter a group. This is the biggest one and the most overlooked. Watch children on a playground, there's a group playing together. The child wants to join. So what do? Most kids who struggle socially, they do one of 2 things. They stand on the edge and they watch. They hope someone invites them. Or they barge in and try to take over, which pushes everyone away from them. This skill that they are missing is called group entry. It's called the skill of group entry. And it's so important. Right? It's a specific skill that can be taught. Because the children who make friends easily, they do something differently. They watch the group for a minute, they figure out what the group is doing, and then they join in by adding to what's already happening. Not by changing the game, not by standing silently. They start contributing, like, how can I be on this team? And they start offering, I can help do that. Do you want me to hold it for you? They match the energy of the group and they offer something. That's also a learnable skill. So you teach your child that in life, in order to join people, in order to get something, you have to be willing to give something. Right? It's a learnable skill. The second reason that most children struggle to make friends is they struggle with reading social cues. So the children cannot tell when another child is bored with the conversation. They don't notice when someone wants to play a different game. They are so obsessed with the idea of what fun is that they miss the signals. Right? They miss the signal. They say you are talking too much. These children are not selfish, they are just socially unaware. And again, awareness can be built with practice. And the third reason is that they've had a bad experience that made them retreat. Maybe they were teased, maybe they were bullied, maybe they were excluded from a group, maybe they trusted a friend who betrayed that trust. And now they've said that friendships are dangerous and it's safer to be alone. That loneliness, it hurts, but it hurts less than rejection. And so for them, they've learned that, I can just tell nobody's going to reject me. And so for these children, the issue is not skill, it is trust. And I know as I'm saying this right now, you are thinking, this is actually what happens in our adult lives. You know why? Because these things actually follow us up until adult life. So let me ask you this. Does a child come home from school and never mention other children's names? Maybe they always play alone at break time. And when you ask them, who did you play with today? They say, nobody. Right? Does it happen? If it does, it's because your child is not complaining because they've accepted it. They think it's normal. They think they're the kind of person who shouldn't or doesn't have friends. And once they have that identity, it's very hard to shift. So what exactly can you do? What can you do? What can you do? And this is important. The first thing, or rather the worst thing that you can do is to force a friendship, like trying to matchmake. I called Tunde's mother and arranged a play date. Why don't you talk to other people? Forced social interactions, they feel humiliating to a child who is struggling. It confirms that fear that they can't do this naturally. So instead, what you want to do is you want to teach and practice the social skills at home. Practice. Yes, I was just telling people that everything is a learnable skill. Someone would say, oh, my child is shy. I need him to be confident. And they say like, oh, as if confidence is an attribute that you either have or you don't have. But the truth is that confidence can be taught. And the art of teaching it is by breaking it to the singular steps that it takes to appear or look or gain confidence. For example, if you tell someone, be respectful, as you're trying to teach someone to be respectful, and just say, just try and be respectful, the person doesn't understand what you're saying. But if you break it down into one instructions, it's easier. For example, you could say, when someone walks into a room, look at them, and when you are first, greet them, right? Second thing, look at something around them and see if it's supposed to be there or not. Third, ask them what they want. Maybe they want water or they want, you're now breaking down those steps that overall create that action of this person is respectful, right? And so role play, practice, right? Practice. Say, let's pretend I'm a new kid at school. How would you start a conversation with me? Make it a game, not a lesson. Children learn social skills through games, through practice. So play different scenarios and repeat. What do you say when someone is mean to you? What do you say when someone offers you or extends a hand to you? Practice these scenarios until it feels natural. Then secondly, create low pressure social opportunities, not big birthday parties, not large group events. Create very, very particular environments that are familiar, right? These activities, they give them something to do together. Because of that familiarity, they can try without the pressure of constant conversation, right? Third is also narrate social situations when you see them. So for example, you're watching a show with your child and two characters they interact. You can pause and ask them, oh, what did this person do? Maybe you're watching a cartoon together. You can literally do this. What did this person do? When you're at the family gathering, afterward, talk about what you noticed. Ask them questions. Oh, did you see how Uncle Emeka asked about auntie's work? That's how you show someone that you care about it. I always maintain that with children, every moment is a teachable moment. And so you can use anything to teach them. This is how you train social skills in your child. Right? That's exactly how you do that. So if this is your concern, if this is something that you go through, this week I want you to practice one social scenario at home with your child. Pick the one that they struggle with the most. It could be joining a group, you could be starting a conversation, you could be handling rejection. Find it and make it a game. Take turns being the other child and practice. And if you do this enough times, you're going to start seeing real improvement in your child's social skills. I hope this episode gave you something. I hope it gave you something tangible, something to work with. Thank you on staying to the end. If this helped you, make sure you share this stream with one of your loved ones. I'll see you in the next one. In the next video, we're going to be talking about a definitive screen time guide. We talk about screen time a lot because it's something that plagues children a lot. And so in my next episode, we'll talk about how much is too much, what the research says, and how you can actually use it. I'll see you in the next one.